Hi, it's Stephanie and welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to talk about Notion templates. There have been so many Notion templates that I have personally purchased because aesthetically they're super pretty and they look like they would work for me, but all in all, they haven't worked for me. And one of my goals this year is to make Notion work for me. So I created a template that so far is working for me, and it is all about connecting all of my series that are within the same world. And so I've named it a series Bible slash wiki template. And today I'm going to give you a tour about it. And down in the description down below, I will provide the links to where you can purchase it on Etsy or on Ko-fi. But yeah, that is what we are going to be doing today. And as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments down below. Or if there are certain templates that you would like to see in the future from me, I do plan on making a lot more templates because I actually really loved creating this template, and I hope that it works for you as well. So let's move over to my desktop where I will show you the tour of the Writer's Commonplace Series Bible and Wiki template for Notion. Okay, so this is the Writer's Commonplace Series Bible and Wiki template that I have created for myself. And out of all of the Notion templates that I have personally purchased, there hasn't been one that fully works for me. And this one I created because I'm sure there are others like me who love the aesthetic of all of these super pretty ones, super pretty Notion templates that are out there, but need something that is a little bit more streamlined and more simplistic in terms of being able to create and connect things, especially when you are creating a huge world. I'm going to go ahead and go through this template, which will be able to be purchased over on my Etsy and on my Ko-fi, and the links will be down in the description below. But I'm going to do a little tour of the template that I've created for you guys, and then at the end, I'm going to show you what mine looks like and how it'll give you just an idea of how you can go about doing this yourself as well. So right here is just an overview of the front dashboard. And I've got almost everything is in toggle headings so that you can see what you want to see and don't see what you don't want to see on this front portion. This important databases, do not delete, because if you delete any of these, it'll mess up everything else on the dashboard and in general. Everything is customizable to how you want it to be. So if you don't want this Stephen King quote, change it or completely delete it by going to these 6 dots here and hitting delete. But everything is customizable. If you want to change this cover, just hit the change cover. If you want to change the icon, click it and you can change the icon. You can name this whatever you want. And yeah, so there's shortcuts here for new project or work in progress, a new character, new setting, and new word count session. This is just to make your life a little bit easier if you don't want to go into certain things to make new pages. Right here is where your current projects will be listed. It is filtered by status, and as long as the project is in the in progress status, it'll show up in this list. Again, you can change this however you want to. If you want to see ones that are finished, you can put complete, or you can do the to do, which is the not started. Right here, I have a to-do for this month. I like to give myself a list of things that I want to accomplish every month, and this is where I will put my to-dos, and I can just change them out when it's a new month. I provided one of my recent favorite Spotify playlists. You can go ahead and change it to whatever you want by hitting these 3 buttons and hitting replace and putting in the embed code for your playlist, or you can go ahead and hit delete if you don't want a playlist shown. Right here is where I have the word tracking, and I have it filtered for today. So any words that you put in for today will show up on the today view or this month, and everything is summed up so you can see a total monthly word count and a total monthly minute count as well. And this will change by day and month. And then I have a vault of characters, which will show every single character that I have or you have within your entire world right here. And I have settings where it's by location. So either a setting doesn't have a location yet, or it's in a certain town or city. And I have this Kanban board of projects, and you can see each project by stage, and you can easily drag and drop to whatever stage it is currently in. And it's just like a nice way to see where things are. You can always unhide these groups that don't have any projects in them, but I personally find it much easier to just drag to whatever stage it is. That way I don't have to keep scrolling. I also have projects by trope. So again, actually, I'm going to change this to, I think it's layout, group by, yep. And I'm going to hide the empty groups. That way we don't have to do any scrolling. But this, again, you can go ahead and drag and drop. However, it'll only show up on that one. And I'll give you an example of that. So like if I put example 1 in return to hometown, but it's also in small town, I can only drag and drop it to 1. However, as you can see, example 2 has it in both workplace and in small town. And I'll show you how you can see it in multiple things once we go into the new project portion. So these are just things that I personally like to see it. I like to see it by stage or by tropes, but you can go ahead and change the views to whatever you want to see. And then I also have a deadlines and dates. So I like to give myself a deadline of the draft and the manuscript, and then a possible publication date. And it's really nice to see what is next up on the docket like this. That way you can easily stay organized and you know what project you're going into next. And then this one is by publication date, so you can see which of your books are going to be published and in which order. And then down here, I just have a resources tab where you can put in whatever resources you go to most frequently. I just gave a couple as an example. I use WordHippo a lot as a thesaurus, and then I also use TrackBear to track all of my words for the entire year. So we're going to scroll back up, and I'm going to go ahead and go into these important databases. And we're going to start off with this series Bible master. So this is a master list of every single work in progress / project that you create in here. And there's just some examples in here to show you the different bells and whistles that I have added that I personally like and that work for me. And we're going to go ahead and open this new WIP. And you can either fill out all of the information through the table view, but I personally just like opening up a new page and filling it out this way. And you can put in the title here where it says new WIP. And you can put in a deadline. You can say what series it is, and you can easily add a new series if you need to. So say this is going to be series 6, you can just type and hit enter and it'll show up. You can put what book number it is. So maybe this is going to be book number 5. You can put what stage it's in, and you can create that. And then this is where I would put in all of the tropes. And this is a multi-select. So you can put in as many tropes as you find you are writing about. And when we go back to the front dashboard, you'll see that this new WIP will be under every single one of those tabs. You can put in your word count goal right here. When you're done writing and it's final, you can put in your final word count if you like to see that kind of information. Here you can upload a cover image, but I also have that available down here in the body of the page. This is where you can link up what characters are in this. So I have it set by main characters, side characters, and then background characters. Background characters would be any character that is not integral to the story but shows up. So maybe it's a parent, or maybe it is a character that's going to show up in like two series from now. So they're not technically a side character yet, but you're Easter egging them into a future series. And this is a whole reason why I've built this Notion template, is because I am so big on Easter eggs, and I have this entire huge world that I've created, and there are certain characters that you can just see like a little glimpse of in certain projects before they even ever get their own story. And it's really fun as a writer to be able to organize it like this, but it's also fun as a reader to see that, you know, an author was able to connect certain characters all the way back from the beginning. So that's why I really wanted to create this Notion template. And then you can also link up whatever settings are mentioned within this work in progress. You can put what status it's in, and then you can put a publication date if you have a publication date set. Now I'm going to show you a real quick, I'm going to delete this real quick. I'll show you it in a new one. I'm going to go through this first. So when you click on a new WIP project, this is what's going to be in the body of the page. So you can put a mock cover here if you want, and you can change it by going to these three dots and going to replace. And when you hit replace, you can either upload a cover, you can embed a link, you can go to Unsplash, or you can go to Giphy. And then here, I'm going to make this full so you can see it really, really well. Right here, I have a story dashboard and stats, so you can fill out these tables, and it's just a quick overview of what your story is about, and like the moods and the vibes, and like what tone you're trying to come across. It's just a nice little snapshot of what you're wanting to put in this book. And then down here, I have some stats if you want to collect some of these stats. If not, you can hit delete. I do have a Pomodoro here if you want to use it. I don't know why it's showing up like this currently, but on mine it shows up. I don't know. It might just, I don't know. But I have Pomodoro here. If you like to use Pomodoro, you can use it. Otherwise, you can go ahead and delete it. All of this is customizable to what works for you. I have a premise or blurb or a summary section right here, and then comparative titles. A lot of us authors like to have a list of comp titles so that we can use that for. Sorry, my mom is calling. Of course she is. A lot of us authors like to use comp titles as a marketing tool. And so it's nice to have a list of comparable titles for when we come to that. Here is where I have a writing tracker, and this you would have to go to this filter here where the blue arrow is, and you would choose whatever project it's going to be, and you would click that, and it'll show up it'll show all of the word counts and the writing tracking system for just that project. Then there is a tentative goals for this project. You can use this or delete it, but this was just something that I thought that was really interesting to take a look at, and you can change these to however it fits you. So if you only do like 2 drafts, you can go ahead and get rid of this draft 3 altogether. Or if you only, do a brainstorming and draft 1 and then the final touches, you can do that. Or if you don't want to have this goal section, you can go ahead and hit delete by going like that, and it's gone. If you didn't want to delete that, you can go to these 3 dots up here and hit undo, and it's back. Okay. I have a brain dump section. This is just in list view bullet points of everything that is in your mind about this story, and you can just free write it right here, and you can minimize it when you don't want to see it. Same with possible titles. Not all of us have a working title right from the get-go. So we can have a list right here to have all of the possible titles. And who knows, maybe some of those titles will show up in future books. Right here is where I have main characters, but I did update this. So let me go ahead and show you what I did. So you would hit that new WIP button, and all of this will pop up and populate. And for characters, I made a gallery view of main characters. So what you would have to do when you create this is you would have to go to the filter, and you would have to it'll be filtered by main book, and you would choose what project it is. And then you would have to do that for all other characters mentioned as well. So let's go ahead and do that. And this will be books mentioned in. So then you would choose what book you're working on. So it's this new whip, and it'll show all the other characters that are for this project. And it'll show up in this gallery type of view. And then there's a plotting section. Everyone plots differently. So that's why there's no real like template here. So what you can do is you can create a new page and say you like to plot by the 3-act structure. You can title it the 3-act structure. And then in here, in the body of this page, you can put all of you can do your outline, you can do what plot points you hit for the 3-act structure, and you can put in like whatever scenes that are working for you right here. And it'll just be a nice link that you can quickly go to, and it's all right here in this project. Down here at the bottom is where we have all of the links. So once it is ready for publication and you have all of these links, this is where you can put these links for easy access. If there is a link that you need to add, all you have to do is hit this plus button at the bottom. Same with this other important information. So the ASIN, the ISBN, keywords, print length. If there's something else that you want on here, just hit the plus button and it'll populate a new section of the table. So that's what a new work in progress looks like. And then obviously it'll show up in this master list as well. And then I have it also shown by series. So if you like to see that, or if you are trying to figure out where these series go, you can go ahead and drag and drop. I really, really like seeing this view as well. So when we go back to this, we've got the characters, and the characters you can hit new page here and just fill out via the table view, or you can go ahead and hit new and it'll show up here on the side view, and you can enter their character name, their age, their full name, their nicknames, either that they go by or someone in the book calls them. Here is where you can link what project they are in, and then that'll translate over into the character section when you make that filter available. Their appearance, their occupation, hobbies, and then if you're working on any other book and they end up showing up, you can go ahead and link them to whatever other book that they are in. I don't necessarily have anything set for the character body because everyone does it differently. Some people like to ask questions for their characters. Some just like to put a profile picture type thing. Some people don't like to do anything. So this is really customizable to however you want. If there is something that you want available on the template version of the new character, all you have to do is hit this blue arrow down. And when you go to character, go to these 3 dots, and this is where you can edit it. And if there's a certain template here in the body that you want, you would put it over here. And let's just say this is what I needed. And when I go out of that, if I go ahead, I hit the wrong thing. So if I go ahead and open this and say this was a new character, I would just go ahead and hit character, and that'll auto-populate right here in the body. And then you can go ahead and answer your questions. So that is how you can see the master list of characters. And then we have the settings. So the settings is essentially the same way. Here is the master list. If you go ahead and hit new, you can add a new one. And let me show you what the example looks like. So when you enter a new one, you hit new setting, and it'll auto-populate for the description of that setting, any sites that you can see during that in that setting, any smells that you may smell, any sounds that you could hear, and then any other information that you want to know about it. And then we have the word count tracker, which this master list of the word count tracker right here is going to show all logs. So you can have a total word count of across all projects, as well as seeing it by today, by this week, by this month, and by this year. And you can easily add more if you want to, and you can just filter it by doing, so like if you wanted to see past years, you can do that as well. But I like knowing this year. But yeah, so that is a quick overview of how this Notion template works. And as you can see, that one, I think it was, I forget which one it was, but it's shown up in all of the tropes that were clicked. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what mine currently looks like, just so that you can get a kind of an idea of how it works. So here is my current project. Here is my character vault. So this just shows all of the characters. I've only just started putting in my stuff. And then here's my towns and the different places, and how I have all my projects by stage, by tropes, and I actually added the view of by series right here on the dashboard. That way I didn't have to keep going into the master list of the projects and seeing it that way. And then my deadlines and dates. And these are all tentative, of course, but that's how I have it set up for my, I don't want to like go too heavy because I don't want any spoilers, but obviously I haven't written anything today, but for a total this year that I've marked, which is honestly just this month, is a total of 9,145 words, which is awesome. And you can, I really, really like this. I think in the future I might do some more that are a little bit more bells and whistly, but for right now, this works for me. And I'm hoping it works for you. But again, if you are wanting the, if you are wanting this template, again, it is available on my Etsy and on my Ko-fi, and the links are down below. But that was it for today's video. So if you like this, please give it a big thumbs up. It does help support my channel. It lets other people see this video, and it lets me know that you like this kind of content. And if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. I would greatly love and appreciate you for it. But until next time, happy writing, everyone.